Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tamriel. Welcome to Guild Wars 2 Commentary. Today I would like to give my first look and first view and first thoughts on Heart of Thorns and open up the the video where the title is at hardcore. Is Heart of Thorns hardcore? I've been noticing a lot of players on both on Reddit and on the forums and in game as well, kind of questioning why is there this weird feeling of Heart of Thorns possibly feeling a little bit more hardcore than what most players are used to. And I believe, in my personal opinion, is that Heart of Thorns is not hardcore, but it is not casual either. Like, it is not the same level of difficulty that base game Tyria was about. And that can be very daunting to a lot of players that are used to playing hardcore, on a more casual level, on a more like just base game Guild Wars 2 type difficulty. Because in Heart of Thorns, the difficulty gets significantly harder with a lot of hostile enemies that have certain mechanics that either kill you or annoy you. And it's a lot of things you gotta look out for in order to stay alive. And to a lot of players that play this game just casually, that don't really want to, feel like they're going into this giant world full of hostility that they have to be constantly alert for, I would understand why they would be, a little bit turned off from it. Because it is a little daunting going from casual difficulty that base game Guild Wars 2 offers, Central Tyria offers, going into Heart of Thorns, where a lot of things simply just want to see you die and just stomp on your corpse. A lot of mobs in Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns are very unforgiving, and they are set to kill and murder and butcher and bully you into submission. And I admit myself, I have been bullied several times by mobs and had to adapt to it. And I mean, that's really all Guild Wars 2 players can do right now at the moment. Whether you like it or you don't like this new difficulty change, you can just adapt to it at this point. That's what I'm doing. I mean, it's either adapting or just not playing the content. And I mean, I already paid $50, I might as well experience what it is. Maybe there's, maybe it's something at the end of the bloodstained road. all the way till the end of the expansion. Maybe there's something, this nice little shiny glimmer of hope that maybe it will all make sense why so many mobs are so hostile. To the players that are, that are enjoying this kind of increase in difficulty, I would understand why you would enjoy it, because for the longest time you'd be playing regular base game Guild Wars 2 without the Heart of Thorns expansion, and you probably thought, hey, this feels a little bit too easy, this feels a little bit too casual, I would like to move on to something a little bit more hardcore. Well, I wouldn't really understand why you'd be playing Guild Wars 2 at that point, because Guild Wars 2 was marketed as a more casual MMO for people, but a more casual MMO that players that don't have a lot of hours to invest into a game like every day or every night, that would be a game for them. If you really wanted to get into a more hardcore MMO, I'm pretty sure there were some other on the market, but definitely were not the same, did not have the same feel as Guild Wars 2. So I understand why you wanted something a little bit more hardcore-ish, and completely understand. Some players will want something a little bit more challenging, and they enjoy the challenge, and they really like it. But you gotta understand, the majority of players got into the game because they just wanted the casual Guild Wars 2 base game experience, and they were hoping to get a similar thing in Heart of Thorns, and they got their ass kicked a lot, and that was a lot of daunting for them because they started realizing, hey, this ain't Kansas anymore. This is a very, this is a very gritty part of, I don't know, downtown New York, where things just want to, just bite you in the ass and just kick your ass or something. I don't know. I've never been to New York, so I can't really say much about it. The best thing I can say is it feels like you're going from Kansas to Russia, and the environment is very hostile. People are not usually friendly, or nothing really there is friendly. A lot of things don't even care for your existence, and you're kind of on your own there. And this hostility seems to also breed hostility further in players as well, because I started even noticing that players are less likely to help each other out on events, on meta events, on hero points events, even as far as rezzing. Players just run past each other and don't res each other because they feel like either A, they don't owe to any other player anything, or B, they look down on the player that, is downed or is dead or something, and they feel like they shouldn't, res anybody. A lot of players, whenever they're confronted about it, they say, well, instead of being a noob, go res at a waypoint. And the way that I personally see it, waypoints are right now either constantly contested or B, way too inconveniently placed all over the place. And there's a huge scarcity of waypoints that will be close to certain events that you need. And either ArenaNet needs to make it so that less waypoints are regularly contested, or add more waypoints that are never contested in more places, so it's a little easier to travel around Heart of Thorns maps. But as it goes right now, I am personally taking initiative on rezzing everybody and anybody whenever I can, even taking my time to kill a bunch of pocket raptors and clearing out the area, just to make sure the player can get back up and doesn't have to go back to the waypoint all the way at the start of the map just to make it to the other end of the map and hopefully not die halfway through. Because that was one of my issues with Heart of Thorns when I first entered. I was just running around, adventuring, looking for more waypoints, and whenever I died, I realized that all the waypoints that I already discovered are contested, and the only waypoint I can go back to is the one at the beginning of the map, and I haven't even discovered the end of the map, which is where I was trying to go to. So I had to backtrack all the way back and face through the same set of mobs with the limited glider ability that I had, because I only just got the glider. I didn't really care about getting the gust or the mushrooms because I just wanted to explore. I wanted to see what the world is like. And I wasn't really used to, getting my ass kicked so much by the hostile environment of Guild Wars 2. And having players not be willing to, help me out with events or help me res or even just pop a little heal on the side was very hostile-like. I don't know, it wasn't inviting. Heart of Thorns in general just did not feel inviting overall when I first came in, but I decided, I have to stick out through it. I have to give it a try. I have to persevere through it, because as any other MMO player, whenever when going gets tough, you either just quit out or you learn to adapt. And I wanted to adapt. I wanted to see if it's worth it, and so far I got all my hero point stuff completed for Chronomancer. I'm playing around with a lot of builds. I'm used to dealing with the mobs that are there, and I'm willing to help out every single player out there that is, that needs help with a hero points event or something like that, or even just a simple res, because I want to represent the positive community of Guild Wars 2 that I fell in love with. I don't want to say in the video that half of the Guild Wars 2 community now is like just turning hostile and all. It's just hostility breeds hostility, and the hostile environment of Guild Wars 2 is getting the the bad apples of the community to come out and shine a little bit more, and B, causing some players to change the way of thinking to be a little bit more hostile and unfriendly, which is kind of sad to see. But I'm gonna be still taking my initiative and not changing my course, and sticking to helping people out whenever I can, because I want to represent the amazing, wonderful, caring, and honestly just kind community of Guild Wars 2 that I've grown to know and love over a year and a half of playing Guild Wars 2. I've met so many people on Guild Wars 2, some incredible, amazing, thoughtful, generous people, and I wanted to make sure that I represent the spirit of Guild Wars 2 community as it should be. A kind and generous place that is willing to help out players, whether they're new or whether they're veterans or whatever. I want to still represent that. Now, let's go over towards masteries. What my thoughts on masteries are, I don't particularly like them, but I don't hate them. I do masteries because they're necessary for me to complete certain aspects of my story, and sometimes the game requires me to level a certain mastery, and I do them. But I don't particularly care for them. Here's what I'm saying. Masteries that are leveled in Heart of Thorns will only be used in Heart of Thorns. So for example, I can't take back gliding back to Central Tyria, I can't take back jumping mushrooms, I can't take back speeding mushrooms, I can't take back XL trading, I can't take back any other perks that I get from Heart of Thorns masteries. You see what I mean? It doesn't feel like I'm really growing my character as a character. It just feels like I'm just earning perks for that specific map that will only be affecting that one specific map, and that's it. So let's say if a new content, let's say several years from now, another expansion for Guild Wars 2 comes out, and that causes me to level more masteries, but then all the hard work that I put into Heart of Thorns will be gone. There'll be no other way. There'll be no reason for me to come back to Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns, and there'll be nothing for me to take away from the Heart of Thorns experience unless I earn like a really cool item or something, like a cosmetic item. I feel like at a certain point, masteries should, at least partially, some of the masteries from Heart of Thorns should at least stick with you throughout the rest of the game. I'm not saying that everybody should just get a glider or anything, but it'd be nice to at least maybe get, I don't know, maybe get trading with certain tribes, maybe with Ixel. Maybe possibly limited gliding, maybe not as good of gliding as it is in Heart of Thorns, but maybe limited gliding, because I realize how used I am to gliding in Heart of Thorns at this point. Like, I ran around collecting some hero points outside in Central Tyria, and I jumped off a cliff, holding down spacebar, realized, oh wait a minute, I don't have my glider here, that kinda sucks. But I'm so used to using the glider to the point where I feel like at least something should be taken away from Heart of Thorns and stick with my character to make it feel like my character is actually growing. Because right now it feels like I'm just leveling and going through the same grind of leveling again, like I did from going from 1 to level 80 without earning any levels. Instead of earning levels, I earn masteries, and I use those masteries for perks that only affect Heart of Thorns experience. And like I said before, if it only affects Heart of Thorns experience, it does make me feel like my character is growing. If anything from the expansion, the only thing that makes me grow, or makes me feel like my character is growing, is the fact that I get specializations. Something new that I can add to my character, and something new I can add to better my playing experience, to better progress my character, my build, my way of playing, my preference. It's something that makes my character feel like they're progressing and growing in this world of Tyria. Everything that I'm earning in Heart of Thorns is just gonna stick with Heart of Thorns, and if another expansion for Guild Wars 2 comes out, there's no guarantee that I will even need to have a reason to come back to Heart of Thorns, meaning all the perks that are earned there are gonna be wasted, they're gonna be gone, and if I have no reason to come back to Heart of Thorns in the future, then what's the point of even earning them if they don't, if I don't have some kind of a takeaway from it? Like I said, the only thing I'm expecting to get from Heart of Thorns is the experience of raiding, maybe, fractals, maybe earning some kind of cool piece of gear that is an upgrade, but mostly earning some cosmetic gear. That's what I'm expecting mostly to do. Maybe earn my gold, who knows, maybe find a farming station and learn how to farm in Heart of Thorns or something. But nothing physical that will stick with my character forever, you know? I mean, yeah, sure, I get to earn masteries and all that, but I don't really care much about masteries. If I were to earn levels, then I would be a little bit more excited, because I'm used to playing MMOs that help, get you to earn more levels and progress your character further as you level. Final Fantasy XIV is a great example of that, because when you level from level 50 to 60 in Heaven's Ward expansion, your character continuously gets more abilities to progress their, themselves, their being, the way you play the character, the play style. And it's really cool seeing that growth as you level up. And it's kind of nice seeing, perks every now and then whenever you level up, because those perks stay with you forever. My rotation finally is going to be forever staying new, whether I'm playing the new content of Heaven's Ward or I come back to playing the older content. My rotation and all the new abilities that I learned there will stay with me forever. With Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns, the only thing that's sticking with me is the new specialization and ability to use a shield as a mesmer. And that's it. Everything else that I earned mastery-wise in Heart of Thorns is not going to stick with me. And that makes me feel like I'm only progressing the Heart of Thorns expansion, and that's it. Nothing makes me feel like I'm really growing my character by earning any of the masteries. I simply just do them because they are a necessity for me to progress my story. So I don't, at the end of the day, I can say I don't hate them, but I don't really care for them either. Because I'm only doing them because they're currently a necessity. If they weren't a necessity, I probably would not be even caring for them. I'll be just completely ignoring them and doing the bare minimum that I possibly can do. And sadly, it is kind of what I end up doing. I'm not enthused about them. Some people are very enthused, and I'm glad that you are, but I'm just not enthused. I really don't care for them as much as other players would be. So, I mean, I guess that kind of ends the rant on, well, not really a rant, but I guess my thoughts on mastery. The specializations are fun and all, and it's fantastic. It was just kind of depressing that I had to run a new build in order to survive all the difficult mobs and all the mobs that want to kill me all over Heart of Thorns new maps. But at the end of the day, it will benefit me because A, I'll be able to live and survive many battles. B, I'll be able to, be have enough armor and toughness and condition damage and learn something new in the games, a new build that I've never tried before, because I never ran condition builds before as a mesmer, nor ever ran a toughness condition build before, or an invisibility build for that matter. So it's a really cool thing to experiment with new abilities and new traits. But at the end of the day, I still want to pursue Chronomancer as much as I possibly can, because that is what I strive towards. Whether I have a shield or I don't have a shield, I just want to be able to experience Chronomancer to my fullest ability and just play around with that. So I'm looking forward to that the most, if anything. Right now, this story of Heart of Thorns is really fun, very entertaining. Some things in Heart of Thorns are a little bit confusing and off-putting, but I feel like I'll just learn, it's mostly just meta events and certain things that kind of make me feel like, okay, what am I supposed to do now that are affecting the actual maps. Eventually I'll just learn them as I continue to progress throughout the game, but for now, as it stands, I'm really enjoying Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns right now. And like I said before in the beginning of the video, Heart of Thorns is not hardcore, but it is definitely not on the casual level of Guild Wars 2 base game. And like I said before, I completely understand if some players feel that it's a little jaunting. It was a little jaunting for me too, because since I'm a casual, I admittedly can say easily I'm a casual player. I play a lot of MMOs and I play a lot of games on my YouTube channel and while live streaming, and I'm a college student. I really don't have a lot of time to invest into one game at a time, nor is Guild Wars 2 my main MMO, nor my only MMO that I play. My main MMO is Final Fantasy XIV because I'm really invested into that game. I like Guild Wars 2 for what it offers, and I would still like to continue playing it, even though I'll play it at a casual level. For any other player that is having trouble with Heart of Thorns or certain aspects, feel free to voice what kind of troubles that you have experienced and how you were able to get around that. So maybe we can let other players know that are having a similar issue of what they can do to get around over the hurdles that is Heart of Thorns difficult mobs, or some of the annoyances of Heart of Thorns, so we can all survive in and thrive in this world of Heart of Thorns where everything just wants to kill us. As players, we just gotta adapt to the best of our ability. Anyway, I hope you still enjoyed the commentary. Let me know in your comments below about what you think about Heart of Thorns yourself. How is your experience of the new difficulty? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? How have you gone around to coping with it or getting around certain aspects of it? And just let me know your feedback. I want to know from both the people that enjoy the hardcore, the more difficult side, and people that have been kind of struggling with it. I wanted to hear both answers out there. So anyway, feel free to leave any feedback. My name is Samuel. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Like, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. See ya!